Hello everyone, I hope this setup works, because if you were to see it you probably laugh, but well, since I have these right here I may just as well make a video of it, because it's things that everyone just seems to still get wrong about German helmets, so I thought, how about we make a German helmets 101-ish, because I have the components right here, so yeah, let's just begin. Yeah, so we should start with this. Can just see if it's not very focused, is it? Yeah, but anyway, this is the Stahlhelm M35 or M35 steel helmet. This one is made by, let's see if you can see it. There we go. ET64, which is Eisenhüttenwerk Thale in Harz. So this right here is the lot number or Losnummer. This number was added to every helmet that was made. It was of a specific batch, so they could, for example, trace back the steel producer. So, for example, if there was a defect in the steel, they could, excuse me, I got a bit of a cold. Yeah, they could trace back the maker to, I don't know, criticize them because their steel quality was shit. And yeah, these are the stampings you will find in every original German steel helmet. If it doesn't have these stampings, it's not original. If they are faded away by rusting, well, tough luck, that's just how it is. But every helmet up to 1943 had the size and maker stamping right here, and the lot number right here in the back. Also, what is distinguishing about the M35 is these air vents. These are stamped separate pieces, and the rolled edge, as you can see right here. Also indicative of ET-made helmets is, if you can see it, it's sort of a small line right there. Yeah, right here. Yeah, you can see on the inside the stamped air vent bushing right there. Yeah, also on the outside, I have a little close up here. Yeah, there's that. And also every M35, well, which was factory issued, had two decals, like this one used to have. Right here is the National Shield decal, and here would have been the Luftwaffe Eagle, but those are gone, unfortunately. So this is the M35, and the liner you will expect to find in an M35 is this one, for example. This is a so-called reinforced aluminium liner. There's also ones that aren't reinforced. These were earlier, but at some point they figured out that the stress from the chin strap pulling on the liner band tended to make it crack. So they put this reinforcing piece right here, and so, yeah, so it wouldn't break. This one is made by, don't fall over, the Schubert-Werke KG in Braunschweig. These were actually the ones that invented this M31 liner system, or the Innenfutter M31. This one was made in 1938, and these liners were made by one specific company all the way up to 1943, but most makers stopped manufacturing these in about 1940. So yeah, on one side you will have the maker mark and the date. On the other you will have the size stamping and the shell size, or the shell size and the size. Here we have 64 Neue Art 56, 64 NA 56. NA just stands for Neue Art, which is the new version. There's also the Alte Art, which is kind of the older version of the M31 liner. Also, the liner will always have either, well, it will have 7 to 9 of these tongues, and it will have a size stamping in a circle or without a circle in the back. They often also have this stitching go up right here. And the liner consists of the leather, this felt strip, which is sewn into the leather. Then you have the inner ring, which is supported by these springs, which holds it in the outer band, and the leather is attached by way of these little split pins, which you can also see folded over right here. There we are. So yeah, and there's also often markings right here in the back of the leather. Yeah. So that's the early liner. Well, this is a reproduction, but it'll do for now. This is the later liner. This one has the stamping, well, if it were to focus, of course. B und C Litzmannstadt 1943. There we go. And also the size stamping right here, 64 and a 56. Or 57 here, sorry. And this is pretty much identical to the earlier liner, other than it's made of galvanized steel or zinc plated steel. And also the inner ring, which is not correct on this one, should also be made of galvanized steel, but otherwise they're identical. Also with the markings, just obviously different dates. They started making these in 1940. It also addressed the chin strap. They always have. This is an early model chin strap, as you can see here. It has an aluminium buckle, which is always sewn on to this part, which is secured to the liner by ways of going through here, you know, and then fastened by this split, or this pin rather, not split. And it's the long piece of the chin strap. This, if it's not cut down like this one is, it will always have 13 holes. Yeah, this is the other part. Unfortunately, this is broken right here. So yeah, this is an early model chin strap, but this is pretty much identical to the late ones. This has an aluminium buckle and aluminium pins, and the leather is quite thick. Hope you can see it. Then we have this rather. This is a late model chin strap. This has a steel buckle, which is painted light gray. This one hasn't been cut down to size, so it has all the 13 holes in it. It also has a maker mark right about here. If it were to focus, yeah, there we go. There's a Reichsbetriebsnummer, it's not focused, but you get the idea. Otherwise it's identical, it's just a bit thinner. Yeah, now coming back to the helmets. This is the M40 or M40 steel helmet, which is very similar to the M35, but not quite, because to cut down on production time and because it doesn't really affect anything, the air vent is now a stamped piece, so it's not a separate piece which has been inserted. You can also see on the inside, right here, yeah, it's just a stamping. And yeah, this one has also the lot number in the back, right here, DN148, and the come on, focus, maker mark right here, Q62. So this is a 62 size shell made by FW Quist in Esslingen am Neckar. So, you know, there's that. That's the differences between these two helmets. And also, if you want to measure the size of the shell and you don't see the marking, you can just take a measuring tape right here, put it along the on the height of the split pins, and take 1 centimeter off, then you'll have the shell size. So here it would be 63 centimeters, minus 1 obviously, 62. Same with these, just, you know, it would be 65, then it would be 64. Well, we have the makers here, we might just as well show them off. This is one made by, let's move this out of the way, there we are. This is made by Nickelwerke Schwerte AG in Schwerte, which is near Düsseldorf. This is marked NS64. If you can see it, I hope you can. And the lot number D354. This is also an M42 helmet, which is obviously different than the M40 and the M35. But we'll come to this now. So this is the M42, M42, M1942 Stahlhelm, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. So this one doesn't even have the rolled edge, as you can see. I'm not sure if it's focused. To an extent it is. Also, stamped air vent. Again, the 3 holes for the liner. Ignore this stamping, this is post-war, but you get the idea. So it just has the raw edge, which has been ground down a little bit, so it's not as sharp. So here we have the maker mark, there we are, Q64 and the lot number DN550. So this is again one made by Quist, and you won't find M42s made by Quist very often at all, because they mainly made M40s, even after 1942. They made them until the end of the war, and only very few M42s, and only in child size 64 as well. So just so you know, I'm going to show you the split pins. So this is an early split pin. It's for the M35 helmet and some M40s. It's made of brass. See, it's kind of domed in its shape right here. And yeah, it's made completely out of brass and has this washer, yeah, there we go, in it, as you can see. There's also a few that are made of aluminium, but most were made of steel. This is a reproduction of a later model one where I hammered it flat so it looks like a later model one. These are just made completely out of steel. Yeah, there's also some made of steel that are sort of domed. Anyway, I hope this video was kind of informative to you, so you know a bit more about the odd German helmet, you know, because that could be useful when you, for example, I don't know, find one. It's just, there we are. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you want more of this, because I'll do more videos on the restorations of these two, because these are my current projects. And yeah, I'll hope to see you soon. Bye bye.